So in this video, I'm going to reveal to you our $1.5 million funnel that we've used to scale, at this point, hundreds of trading communities, both on Skool, and it will work for Whop. I'm basically just going to break it down, also show you a real life example of one of our clients, Ryan, and how it scaled him. So if you've seen any video on this YouTube channel before, you know we put a massive emphasis on the messaging you put out in your top of funnel content. All right, so everything on your Instagram, everything on your TikTok, everything on your YouTube, everything on your Twitter, they should all be targeting an audience that will actually be invested in trading and actually want to learn from you and pay you. You don't want to be competing with people just. You don't want to be targeting beginners, because then you're competing with people selling drop shipping, selling e-com, selling reselling, selling Amazon KDP, just other biz op shit. You want to be targeting people already invested in trading. And if you're an ICT trader, you can even go more specific than that. You want to target people who are already into ICT even. So as an example, Ryan here, the content you'll see in some of our clients like Ryan, like Colin Jones, like Jack Trades, for example, is that they're all very educational. They're all very dialed in on very technical stuff that traders are actually interested in, right? And only traders. You don't want to be posting content like this guy here, where this is targeting more beginners. It's just showing lifestyle content, because this attracts way wider of an audience, and you'll think it'll get more views, but you're actually competing with a lot more people, and the people that you do end up attracting don't actually want to buy your product, because your product, for example, in this guy's case, a trading Discord, doesn't solve any of their problems. Their problem is that they're broke, not that they're bad at trading. Now, if you're just a trader and not a marketer, you may think just posting content and then just basically putting a link in your bio where people can pay will actually get you sales, but we're actually at an all-time trust recession on the internet. So back in 2016, maybe you could have just launched an ad or posted some content, put a payment link like on the landing page right below that, and you may have gotten some sales because people just kind of assumed all gurus were good, right? Nowadays on the internet, Google actually made a rule called this 7-11-4 rule, which means in order to turn an average viewer on social media, for example, a cold customer into an actual paying customer, a buyer will need 7 hours of interaction, so 7 hours of content, for example, across 11 touch points in 4 separate locations before they actually even decide to make a purchase. All right, so you're going to need to have them watch your content on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. They need to see you everywhere. They should be joining your Discord, your email. You should get their phone number so that you could actually send them these other socials. Long form is a really good example of this. When you collect their email, you're able to send them long form content that'll actually nurture them and get them hooked on your specific unique mechanism that'll actually sell them on your product, right? And you might be wondering okay, well, how do I get them on other socials? How do I actually collect their email? How do I collect their phone number, whatever? And you shouldn't just ask, right? Most people make a mistake of just asking oh, join my free newsletter, join my free Discord. Just give me your phone number, right? That actually provides no direct benefit to the person watching. So the best way to do it is to actually have a lead magnet behind it. So there's an example right here. This is actually Ryan's right here. Setup rating guide. So he trades IFGs. This is basically a guide targeting the people who watch his content who are invested in IFGs, learning how to determine what's an A+ setup, what's a B- setup, etc. Right? So what you can do is on socials, you can give these out for free in exchange for people's contact information or them joining your free community. So in this example, this rating guide, we collect their email, we have them as contact on ManyChat, and they'll join our free Discord, where basically on email and Discord, we can send them our long form nurture content. They can see our trade recaps so that they can see how good Ryan is at his job. They'll have premium members in the general chat talking to people, selling people even. You're getting a lot of the 7 hours of interaction in those email and Discord, especially since you can send them to long form content. If you're watching this video, probably means you're a trader, right? You're not a marketer. You don't want to spend all your time sending out email blasts. You don't want to spend all your time actually doing marketing, because that's not your skill set. You're a trader, right? So the way we automate this entire 7-11-4 process, basically the way we systemize the entire buyer journey, systemize the entire 7 hours of interaction across 11 touch points and 4 separate locations, is through automations we have in the email and the way we set up the Discord. So in the email automations, once they sign up for a lead magnet, or we'll have a ton of lead magnets, it'll have a different automation for each of those that send people to your long form. It'll pitch people your Godfather offer, which we'll go over in a second. It'll make sure people are using the free Discord correctly. So you'll have free education in there. There'll be social proof. There'll be a pitch in there, etc. And this is basically an automated way to nurture leads and actually get them to join your Discord or join your paid product, right? And like I said, we send a lot of people to long form because it's actually the easiest way to get your 7 hours of interaction in. So for this strategy to work super, super well, I don't mean really any marketing strategy, especially on the internet in this info space where you're selling mentorships or coaching, etc., you have to have a really strong long form nurture system. All right. So, I mean, Ryan's probably one of our biggest clients. He probably has one of the highest monthly recurring revenues, and it's because he has such an insane YouTube. All right. So, I mean, even if we don't discover as many people on Twitter, on YouTube, or Twitter or Instagram, for example, you'll notice he has much less followers than probably some of the biggest trading creators you know. But I can guarantee you, because I've seen the numbers on the back end, he makes more than probably 99% of them. And it's because his YouTube is so strong and it ties so well into his unique mechanism. And just like the messaging on short form, it's not all about just getting views like this video. I mean, this video got some views, but I promise you it didn't get any sales because it's not tied into the unique mechanism. All right, every video you make, he actually did way, way better when all his videos were super technical, super educational, and they all tied into his unique mechanism, which is the IFEG strategy that he kind of invented, right? So now you have their attention on a lot of platforms. If they follow you on socials, they've been in your email list, they've been in your Discord, they probably follow you on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. Those are the 4 main socials we use. And they're getting hit on a lot of platforms with a ton of different touch points. And basically in all of those, you can be pitching them the free trial or some other Godfather offer you have. So a free trial is probably the best way we figured out how to do it because it gets people basically, they put in their credit cards and they get a shit ton of value for free. And when it's time for them to actually renew, there's no friction because they don't have to do anything to stay. It's actually way easier for them to just not do anything and just pay you that $99, $149 a month. And throughout the system, since you're collecting their emails, since you're collecting, I mean, these softwares can basically track where you're coming from. You can retarget people on other socials really easily. I mean, with softwares like Hyros, for example, if it collects an email, you can get it to send people like YouTube ads because it knows it's the same person, right? Or same thing on Instagram. If you wanted to retarget the people who have been on your site or are in your email list, you can easily do that with these emails you collect from the lead magnet. And just these steps alone, I mean, I can prove it to you. Just these steps alone can get someone easily above 100K per month. But if you want to get past that, you probably aren't just going to be doing it off straight low ticket. You're going to have some back-end high ticket upsells, maybe some masterminds you do in person, etc. And we can go over that in another video. But I'll basically just recap this and then show you the proof that it works so that you can plug it into your own business. So as you can see, in the reels, he has a ton of educational content. Then you will see the lead magnets. Let's see, it's probably one here. Yep. So comment checklist for a free IFEG setup checklist. You'll see this in other clients we have as well. For example, Colin does this really well. I mean, some of these reels get. I mean, that's 20.4 thousand comments. So that's about 10,000 emails. I mean, this one actually, like last week, got 3.2 thousand 2 weeks ago. So we actually do practice what we preach. You can see the email automations here. This is Ryan. So he has a few thousand enrolled. This in about every automation. This was before we moved, or this is after we moved off Mailmoto. So this is probably just since September. That's a lot of fucking leads. And then also here's a Discord. This is actually our Discord. How do I get to there? It is. We have this whole setup. We have the free trial. We have the trade recaps. We have free education thrown in here. So you can see I'm not just lying out of my ass. This is true, and these are actually the things that scaled him to over 100K per month. I think he peaked around 103. He's currently slightly lower than that. But yeah, if you want to go very, very deep into the numbers, Louis actually made an entire video basically breaking it all the way down to how much money you can make per email you collect So it's going to be the video like right there or something. I don't know. I'll put it to like where I'm pointing. And if you want to book a call to see how we can basically work with you the same way we worked with Ryan, then just hit the first link in the description below, book a call, and just make sure you watch the video on the thank you page.